Welcome to another episode of Spilling the Veal. We got your host, Terrence Jennings, and our co-host slash producer, Big Blake McCauley. What's going on, Blake?
Episode 49, one more away from 50. We've got
Yes,
that quick
sir.
turnaround coming up. We'll just let everybody know we've got that Saturday game against Georgia Tech. We've
Yeah.
got an off day against on Sunday, and then we've got North Carolina again that Monday. We'll just go ahead and release our 50th episode on that Tuesday after the North Carolina game. We'll kind of recap that and just have a celebration of 50 episodes, because I think when we were about 8, probably all the way up to about 25. We're like, what are we doing?
Man, it's been a an epic road. It's been a long, special road, man. I remember when you came up to me out there. Like I said, I keep telling this story over and over, man. You came up to me and I could see it in your eyes, man. You really believed in this. And shout out to all the supporters, all the people that's kind of supported us along the way. And the big 5-0, that's huge. I'm excited to see what we do for I just consistency, uh trying to get our 10,000 hours, all that stuff, man, just to, what you get, what you put in, you get whatever you put into anything that you do. So we're just trying to make sure we keep taking it to the next level, keep elevating. And man, it's hey, spilling the veal, man. Like I tell you, we a big old deal. We doing hey, we huge, man, across the world. The world is bigger than the world.
Yeah, hopefully we get to episodes 100, 150, 200. We're bringing in some even bigger stars than we've had on. Maybe, hey,
Yeah,
Donovan Mitchell's a pretty big star. Maybe we bring in Donovan Mitchell sometime. Lamar Jackson, all these
man,
big boys. Bring in the big
man.
guns.
I've been manifesting so many special guests in my life. I've been praying on it. Man, like, hey, Donovan, Lamar Jackson, man, hey, y'all come,
Coach P.
Coach
Hey, you
V,
ever want to come
man.
back to Louisville?
Hey, all these special people that have it's so many special people that have came through the Louisville program, just across all sports, not just basketball, from coaching to the athletes to just every to media to entertainment. So, hey, even if just people in the city, period. Everybody all around, across the board, man. I don't care, man. Swimming, hey, if you a swimmer now, greatest swimmer,
We got
hey,
some Olympic gold medalists in there.
we got some Olympic gold. Hey, how you want it, man? We can put it, we can give it to you however you want it, man. But for sure, hopefully we can get some special guests to pop on through, show that love and kind of see how we're coming along. But we're still building, we're still elevating. We got a lot of things we have in the works. So just stay tuned. Make sure you keep commenting, subscribing, all that stuff. Keep running us up. Tell your friends, share with your family, and let's keep it going, man. For sure, 2026 all the way through 2027, 2028, for sure.
Yeah, we getting into baseball season now. Our baseball team kicked off, I believe, last weekend. Their
Mhm.
last game was a 23-11 win, Terrence. I'm not sure if you're big on baseball, but that's a big score right there. And then our
Man,
women's team is still on a roll. They beat Florida State last Sunday, 88-65. So after that loss to Duke, we've kind of been able to respond pretty well with 3 straight wins. So
yeah.
hopefully we can keep that rolling as well.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out the ladies. Shout out all those ladies. Hey, all you girls have been showing a lot of heart, a lot of passion, and you've been, hey, that Duke loss. Hey, y'all been playing so great, man. We just gonna get past that. We not worried about that. We gonna make sure we take care. We 3 in a row. We just won 3 in a row. So let's just keep it going. And like I said, we still ready to bring home that championship. So man, shout out the ladies, man. We love what you're doing, and yeah, keep it going, keep it rolling for sure.
I have a matchup against Duke in that ACC championship again. Get a little bit of revenge. I think I
Yeah,
think it's
for
coming our
sure.
way.
Yeah, man. Duke, hey, I ain't gonna lie. Duke been they been giving it to us how they want it. But look, we gotta get a win on Duke, man. Duke been
Got to.
hey man, they been on their high horse, man. But hey man, you just gotta bring it, man. They ready to play. We gotta come ready to play. And that's what you want, man. That's why we love competition. That's why we love what we do. Because we like to see who on top of that mountain, and then we like to knock them off that mountain and take over the throne. So That's what it's all about, man. We don't shy away from competition, man. So we got this for sure.
On the men's side, we're here to recap the SMU game from last night. It was an 85-95 loss. Terrence, your three keys for this game. It was deny Yigatolu. I think we first half was pretty rough, but in that second half, I think we were able to manage him pretty well. He finished with 9 points, 5 rebounds, 3 turnovers, and 4 fouls. Key number two was eliminate Jerron Pierre Jr. on offense. He had 25 points, 7 rebounds, a steal, a block, shot
Man,
10 for 19. And then key
yeah.
number three, guard without fouling. We did the without fouling part. I don't know if we did the guarding part. Poor
Man,
Isaac was getting the milk check all night long. But
man.
what are your thoughts after this game?
I mean, there were there were a lot of moving factors in this game that you know it shout out SMU. They really came out. They played a tough game. I mean, Pierre, he had some tough shots late in the game. Honestly, it was like it was basically a tough shot game. Who can make the toughest shots? And SMU, they definitely capitalized on that. Tough game from Ryan. I I gave him a lot of praise and a lot of compliments last episode. I'm probably gonna have to kick down on doing that because when I didn't say nothing about him, I just let him do his thing. He was doing what he was supposed to do. He was killing. I be quiet. He kill. I shut up. He kill. I say something. He don't kill. So hey, I'm not gonna lie. Ryan definitely not one of his better games, even guarded wise. Even if you're not able to score as much, he didn't have a great shooting. He shot 4 for 16 from the field. I mean, 32 minutes, 12.6 rebounds. He's way better than that. But if you're not shooting well, you have to guard. And I felt like kind of towards the end, he gave up some tough buckets for us. He just blow bys, like I said, but. Javon Hadley, Mikel, you guys, I think Javon, it was between Mikel and Javon. They're the ones that I feel like really kept us in the game for the most part. I mean, Javon hitting that three, he's taking that three. Honestly, I think Javon, wanted to start to penetrate, that's when he he kind of took things kind of took a left for him. He was doing really good hanging out on that perimeter, knocking down those threes, stretching the floor out. But we didn't get any production from those other guys. Tough game for Isaac. He didn't shoot the ball very well, and he kind of we gave up a lot of tough buckets. Just especially towards the end. I feel like 6 minutes and 30 seconds. If you go back and watch the last 6 minutes and 30 seconds of the game, I believe the game was tied. So therefore, we have a new game. Whatever happened before first half, that doesn't matter. We corrected that. 6 minutes and 30 seconds. They were the better team. They made some tough shots, like I said, but we did not guard and we didn't make shots. Sonny, got to play stronger, man. I mean, Igatolu, he didn't have the greatest game, but he just imposed his will. He was very dominant. He was just making it tough. He was big, physical, putting pressure on the rim. Blow bys, we couldn't guard the three. I feel like we didn't guard the three well. We were in the game for the most part, just till the last 6 minutes and 30 seconds. So it wasn't a bad game. This the last 6 minutes and 30 seconds. They just took over, man. So man, it's just hey, that's how it goes.
It
Yeah.
kind of looked like late in that game, it was kind of like the stuff we were doing to lose the Duke game. It kind of seemed like that stuff was kind of coming back to haunt us. Like
Yeah.
we've got, I mean, one play in the ugly, and
Yeah.
where Ryan turned the ball over, and then it seemed like after that, I don't know if he was screaming at the ref. It was but he went ballistic, and it was
Right.
like, well, I've never seen. That's kind of not really Ryan Conwell. And then he
Yeah.
came down, I think it was the next offensive possession, and shot that three, and it hit like the side of the backboard. And then he had a
Yeah.
couple more turnovers after that. It's like for as consistent as Ryan has been, is like
Yeah.
this was definitely the one game that just everything seemed to go wrong late.
Hey, we want to win the championship. If everybody's not on the same page, everybody's not moving in accordance with each other, from talking about from the coaching staff all the way to the towel guys. Everybody needs to be moving as one because that's the only way. we're going to have any type of chance at being successful. Not saying we will, but just a chance at being successful. Everybody's working hard. Everybody got your Dukes, all these other teams, players. Everybody's working hard in the gym in the lab, but that's taken care of. How you're moving, how you're strategizing, how you're thinking ahead, and making sure you're putting yourself in the best position to be successful. So we'll see how it goes moving forward, man.
All right, we'll get into this episode's good, bad, and ugly. For this one, we've got 2 good, 3 bad, and 2 ugly.
Just wanted to take a second and give a big shout out to Bestway, home of the low price guarantee or it's free, where you can get all your home furnishing needs on a deal. They have everything from smart refrigerators, washer dryer sets, 86-inch TVs, PS5s, Xboxes, all the way to reclining living room suites and bedroom suites. Bestway offers so many ways to pay, from retail to rent to own and even financing through Lendmark. With 2 locations in Indiana, 1 in New Albany and 1 in Jeffersonville, and 5 locations in Kentucky: Radcliffe, Dixie Highway, Hikes Lane, Shelbyville, and Shepherdsville. Stop by today and tell them that we sent you to get $100 off your new item. Now let's get back to the show.
Okay, so we got good screen by Sonny for Mikel to get to his open spot, pull up, knock down that open three. But then he comes back down, denies the ball, and steps in that passing lane and gets a steal and finish with the lefty lay. The lefty lay. Okay. This is a great sequence by Mikel also, man. He's been playing wonderful. 29 points this game. I feel like this is where you expect SMU to come out and play well, but I felt like, we still sustain that, for the first half at least. But this was a good sequence. This one I was like, okay, we're gonna start kicking it up, and showing we're the better team. But unfortunately, a couple other things transpire. But yeah, this was a great 5-point sequence by Mikel. Nice pull up off the screen from Sonny going to his left, coming back down, stepping in that passing lane, getting the steal, and finishing with contact with his left. He's been really great at finishing with that left hand. And, I like to see him get more to that. And, yeah, great game for him, young man. Just outcome wasn't what we wanted, but yeah.
Both teams could not miss.
Yeah.
I liked how we didn't even call a timeout first. We made them as like,
Yeah.
I think it was 13 minutes to the first dead ball. And at that
Right.
point, it's like, all right, let's not take a timeout. Make them take the timeout. Like, we're the ones doing all the work right here. Make them tap out, call a timeout. And they did. And it's like, okay, we've got them on the ropes right here. And then we got to that second half, 6-minute mark, and it just seemed like everything started clicking for them. They were hitting every contested shot possible, and we just didn't really give any wiggle room.
Yeah, man. Like I said, they hit some tough shots. I mean, Pierre hit a step back on 2 players and on the wing. I was like, hey, this is sometimes players have one of those games where it's like, all right. Cause I could tell we were trying, we were there, but they were making some tough shots. Um, I feel like if we play them again, I feel like we definitely have the better team. I feel like if we come out the right focus or the right energy, get a few more, just be a little bit more physical and impose our will again, like I've been saying. Uh, we'll be able to beat them, especially tournament time. I don't think they'll beat us again. But yeah, we can't let Pierre go. Like I said, can't let him go off again. Got to lock in on him more. They got some other production from. I believe they had Jermaine O'Neal Jr. or some.
Yeah.
Some he was pretty productive for them. They had some other guys that stepped it up and hit some shots. So I mean, that's what it is.
Get into number 2.
So yeah, we gotta. So we swing the ball around. So we used to do something like this too. We'll be in the zone, we'll show zone until they make the first pass, and then we'll go man. So, but it looks like they're doubling. But yeah, so Isaac is really good at spacing. I feel like he's really great at busting a zone or killing a zone. because he picks his space and right. He's always moving across that, but he just catches it and lets it go without even dipping the ball, which is a wonderful shot. Lets it go. That's a tough shot, And we need more of this, and this gives us the lead right here. Like I said, first half we were controlling tempo, controlling pace, but I guess they made some adjustments, and they made the most shots. They made the tougher shots, but this is really great, by McNeely just catching the ball without dipping it, quick shot, letting it go before the defense can kind of set up. So shout out him.
All right, we'll get into our first of the three bad.
All right. So the handoff. So stop it. Stop. All right, let it play. Let me see what's going on. I want to see. Okay, yeah. So you got to do your work early. So Sonny should have been in a frontal position. He shouldn't have got, this is a big guy, Got to do your work early. So see right there, he's done. He has him. He's done. Because Big Atolo, he's a big guy. He's about 6'11", 7 foot. About 250, about 250. Big guy, super solid. So he has at least he might have like couple inches on you, so you can't even let him touch the ball. He can't even get the ball. So right here, you should spin move, you get around. Wait, when he comes around. So you got to hit him with a spin move, get into your frontal position, stay big, and stay in front of him. Because as soon as you get behind him, especially that deep and under the basket, it's gonna be tough for you to stop that. So you got to use your foot speed, use your lateral speed to get around that. And right here, you can't let him feel you. Yeah, you can't let him feel your body. You got to kind of stay. So right there, he feels you, spins off you, and it's a foul. So can't let him touch the ball. Do your work early. Once he gets you that deep, sealed that deep under the basket with his big body and those broad shoulders, hey man, it's curtains every time. So, hey, come on, Sonny, you gotta lock in. But he'll go back. Like I said, he'll go back, look at the film. I don't want that to happen again. So next game, he'll come ready and he'll know, like, oh, I can't get behind him. I got to make sure I stand in front of him, keep it moving, and tire him out. Make it hard for him. He's not going to want to keep fighting and wrestling for the ball. You just want to make sure that they're not able to clog that middle up because he's just making himself a big target and it's opening up everything else for everybody else. So you want to take that away completely.
Get into our second play. We get another milk check.
See, this is just weight room right here. So, bam, he's just more aggressive. We got to draw a line in the sand. We can't let somebody just blow by us and shoulder bump us right in the chest and score. And then Big Zoop, I mean, he's trying to stay locked in, but you got to come over and you could come over, slide over and help block the shot. Maybe you probably could have blocked that. Once you seen he leaves the skill play a little bit right there, you could have probably blocked that or at least challenged it. Come on, we know Isaac. Hey, we know he ain't. Hey, Isaac he gonna let him get to the cup. Hey, so you got to be ready to clean it up. Shout out Isaac, man. No, this is just a learning. I know you're not. Look, I know you're capable of guarding. You pretty athletic. You just it's a will thing. It comes from within. you could teach defensive techniques, but if you don't want to play defense and you don't want to get down in your stance and want to figure out angles and beat somebody to the spot and make sure you're not letting them, letting them bump you and forcing them away, it's not ever you're not ever going to be successful at it, and especially when it's somebody that you're guarding with their one of their best players. He's attacking you. We got to stop him. We need to stop now. Okay. Everybody should be thinking we need to stop now, no matter what we got to do. If he not going to do it, somebody need to step up and say, I'm going to do it. Somebody needs to do it. Okay. If it's not you, okay, you can't do it right now. Your ankle hurt, your knee hurt. Okay. Somebody else, anybody. Okay. So that's where everybody's just kind of looking around like, oh, you do it. No. So it's just a process, and you'll have to figure that out. So, yeah.
And when we talked to Peyton about Chucky's defense, and we talked to Rain about Chucky's defense, they talked about, like, they didn't really mention his quickness and his speed as much. They always talked about his angles and just
Angles.
like, it always seemed like he was 2 steps ahead of the person that had the ball, and he would
Mhm.
just cut him off at that perfect angle, and it would lead to a
Right.
steal. And so, I mean, I don't think I mean, he was athletic, but you don't see Chucky going up trying to yam on everybody, stuff like that. Like, he wasn't insanely athletic, but he
Yeah.
used all of his abilities and used that scouting report to the most of his ability.
Yeah. I mean, there's certain ways you can at least take certain options away from great players are going to be great players. Okay. You just want somebody to pull a move that you want them to do a move you have never seen before. Okay. This is if you want to be able to say, that's a good shot, man. I did everything I could. I cut you off this angle. It's a ways you can shrink the floor by just knowing your angles and knowing what options. Okay, I want you to shoot a step back behind the back three from 30 feet out. Okay, if you make those all night, fine, we'll live with it. But just a simple, basic cone drill or through the legs, attack with my left, attack with my right, blow by. That's not gonna cut it, man. Those are easy buckets with no resistance. You want them to people. You want to force players to make great plays and do amazing things because if you're just gonna let a guy go right by you, he's gonna do that all night, and it's not gonna take any type of effort from him, and he's not gonna exude any type of energy. So, yeah.
And we'll get into our final bad.
Okay. So, yeah, it looks like Mikel just doesn't have any kind of anywhere to go from here. And he's rejecting the screen. He's like, man, I know they're not gonna set no screens anyway, so I'm just going. Okay, but right here he has stop it. Yeah, this is a tough shot. Now he's been making tough shots, but and everybody else is kind of clogging the paint. I mean, he really doesn't have it anywhere he could possibly throw it to, but he just puts himself in a bad position by attacking with really nowhere to go. Maybe Kanai's not spotting up shoot. Is that Kanai right there or
Yeah,
Ryan? Us
yeah.
Kanai?
It's
Yeah,
got
so
him. We've got, yeah, Michael, Ali, and Kenai all in the paint right there.
yeah, so we got all three guys in the paint. Our other two perimeter shooters are already guarded by their players, so it's nowhere to throw there. So only thing I see if Kanai maybe he would have to step out for his 3-point shot or go out for a handoff. So this is kind of yeah, I think Mike Hill is used to maybe somebody being there spotting up, and it kind of caught him off guard. So he had to try to make something happen. So I'm not gonna hold him too much accountable. It's a tough position, but Kanai comes all the way over their guard net, and they just clog up the paint. Somebody needs to. Our spacing is just terrible right here. So not the best shot by Mike Hill, but the spacing to his credit, man, the spacing is bad. He don't have nowhere to put it to. He like, I'm gonna just figure it out. So get the spacing together and kick it out, reset, or hey, Kanai, if you got a like I said, if you got a wide open shot, see, it's like he's so great at it at attacking, but we don't want him to fall in love with shooting the three. But sometimes, bro, hey, look, it's your time, bro. Ali, you've been shooting threes all year. Step out there, spread the floor. At least make them think you going at least make them think that you're gonna shoot it. So, I mean, it's a tough position. Just work on the spacing, man, for sure.
All right, we'll go ahead and dig into these ugly.
Yeah, man. So yeah, this is ball screen, backdoor, and Ali's like a deer in the headlights. He like, man, come on, you gotta remember. He just freezes. It's like, man, you gotta remember to dribble. But he just sees Pierre. Is that Pierre coming over?
Yeah.
Uh, So yeah, we gotta go up strong with this. We gotta go up strong and finish. You can't. We had too many unforced turnovers. There's too many turnovers that were unforced and not needed that they didn't cause. We just kind of caused on our own to travel here and we'll see on the next one, out of bounds here. It's like those, like I said, those things will come back to haunt you, and they'll pile up, and they won't. They against really good teams, and this SMU is not they're a okay team, but they're not the best team ever, and they'll make you pay. So imagine somebody that's a higher caliber than them. You do those type of things, it's really gonna get bad. So we have to make sure our mental is there. We know what we're doing. Ali, gotta be aggressive, man. You gotta always think scoring. You're not thinking scoring right here. That's why you travel. You're thinking pass. If you're thinking score, you never travel. You're thinking you're as soon as you get the ball, you have a open layup and you're looking to pass. You have to be aggressive because that opens up your pass, your wonderful, great passing ability. So just remember that, man. Go back to the film, and we'll see what's going on. But yeah.
We'll get into our final ugly. And this kind of feel like when this happened, this kind of seemed like the snowball effect of everything kind of seeming to go downhill.
Yeah. Yeah, mental. We're at their place, their crowd's pumping. We have to stay composed. We got one thing we have to figure out how to do is, drain the air out the room. You know, silencing a crowd of it's probably about 10,000 there. Silencing a crowd of that magnitude is the most wonderful feeling, you know, because that you came in and it didn't matter that they had the upper hand. They've been playing the longest, coming in there, taking their hearts out. We have to have that mentality of taking the air out the room and us finding that from within. We got to carry our home with us. So just because they're not cheering, it's like, well, we got some people here, and going to our away games, some of the fans will travel, but they'll be so quiet. They'll be, hey, C-A-R-D, in that little sector. But imagine going somewhere and everybody else being quiet, and you can hear that C-A-R, and it's getting louder and louder just because everybody else in the arena is quiet. So really going out there and saying, all right, they have the home court advantage. We got to impose our will. And I'm not gonna, it's a lot coming from your mental, and it's a lot of things these guys got to remember. They got to remember scouting reports, they got to remember plays, situations, still playing hard, being tired. Hey man, welcome to college basketball. This is what it is. You have to juggle multiple things. You gotta be thinking about the crowd, you gotta be thinking about the next play, you gotta be thinking about player guard, you gotta be thinking about your offense, this or that, somebody talking mess in your ear. It's a lot of things that are going on in your head, but you can't get what's it called? You can't get
Flustered.
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 Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't get flustered. You have to stay locked in, and eventually, once they see that you're not flustered, that's when they become flustered. So just remember that. But yeah, we'll be fine. I think a lot of these are learning lessons. We're gonna have to really grind a lot of these games out just because we're having a good run. Even if we're up 10 going into the half or anything, we have to keep the momentum. We have to stomp on everybody's neck because, especially like you said, those last 6 minutes, SMU they just play like a total different team. They just say, we're gonna take it, and we have to finish all the way till that clock hits zero. Okay, so once we figure that out, that's when we become a top tier dominant team.
All right, that's all for this episode's Good, Bad, and Ugly. You can catch on the other side of this commercial break. We're going to do the 3 keys for the North Carolina game. I know we've got Georgia Tech before that, but since we're going to be off on that Sunday, we'll just go ahead and look towards the big game against North Carolina, and you can catch the 3 keys presented by Wing Station. So catch you on the other side of this break.
When it comes to the wings in the city, there's only one stop that always delivers. This is always our go-to spot in the city. Pull up to Wing Station. If you rocking with Spillin' the Ville, we had to put our name on something special.
Wing Station, flavor that speaks for itself. Grab the Spill in the Meal deal.
Crispy wings, bold flavors, fresh every single time.
Louisville's next matchup is Saturday at 2:15 at the Yum Center against 11 and 15 Georgia Tech. The game's on the CW network, but we're going to go ahead and look towards the North Carolina game since we're not going to have an episode on that Sunday. We're going to break that down real quick and look at TJ's 3 keys presented by Wing Station. So, Terrence, what are your 3 keys for this North Carolina game if Caleb Wilson and their big Vessar does not play? They did not play against North Carolina State, and they almost got 30-piece by NC State. And I mean, we just saw what we did against NC State. So what are your 3 keys for this game?
All right, TJ's 3 keys presented by Wing Station. All right, key number 1, we want to force early foul trouble. You know, North Carolina, they're missing their top 2 players in their blowout loss to NC State. So even if Wilson and Vessar do play, they still won't be 100%. And so we have to attack early, make, foul, force them into foul trouble, and make those less experienced guys, beat us. Key number 2, we want to win the 50-50 balls. North Carolina is top 10 team in assists and turnover ratio, and as well as a top 15 in defensive rebounds per game. We must execute on any mistakes they may have. Key number 3, eliminate Seth Trimble's offense. The last 2 losses he had a combined 8 points and shot 1 for 14. So we definitely want to make sure that we take that away from him. So those are TJ's 3 keys brought to you by Wing Station.
Yeah, with Caleb Wilson out and the Vessar guy, they've kind of leaned on some more unproven guys, which Seth Trimble, he's kind of been his way around. He's a senior this year, and on his regular season numbers, he's averaging 13 points, almost 4 rebounds, 2.5 assists, shooting 45% from the field. So I think if he's their main guy, that's who it's going to be. If those 2 are out, if we can really key in on him. But if we looked at the last game, you had to really key in on the guard play. And so hopefully our guards come in just mad and ready to defend for this one, because they're going to need it against Trimble. And they've also got another guard, Luka Bogovic, Bogovac, I think is how you say it. He's from Montenegro. Okay. And he can come in there. He's shooting like 35% from 3. So he's another guy. If you leave open, he's averaging just shy over 10 points a game. He wears like some weird 40 number, I think. But if you leave him open, he'll cook you a little bit.
Yeah, man. Beating North Carolina definitely would be a big deal. We have to come bring it. North Carolina, they got a lot of history too. Big MJ. North Carolina Blue Jays. It's a lot of history coming with that. So hey, we just gotta make sure we're ready to bring it. Have to play a lot tougher than we played this last game. North Carolina, even though they did take a loss to NC State, and we beat NC State, I think at any point in time, it seems like when teams play us, they play a little bit better for some reason. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's they getting a lot of rest the night before, so we don't need to expect how they play against another team to be us. We have to bring it every night, and we have to act like every team is the most important team, and we have to take them seriously because the moment we lay down or we play to the level of that competition, it doesn't render well for us. So we just have to make sure we're coming prepared and locked in for sure.
All right, that's everything that we've got on today's show. We'll be back on Tuesday for big episode 50. We appreciate everybody for joining us. And of course, all our sponsors. Thank you to 35KY for taking this chance. We appreciate Unrivaled, Best Way, Wing Station, and Derek A. Stewart Realtor. Go into the descriptions right now and get that free $26 wash from Unrivaled. It's available on both Spotify and YouTube. Go into Best Way, get your $100 off your new item. All their locations run in the ad in the middle of this episode. Go into Derek A. Stewart, get you a brand new house if you're in the market for it. And of course, go into Wing Station, get that spill in the middle deal. $11.49 for the best wings you will ever have in your life. Terrence, you got anything before we go?
Yes, sir, man. Hey, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Run those likes up. Turn your post notification bell on. Make sure you sharing. Hey, we need all of that, man. Just appreciate everybody that's supporting the show. And hey, until next time.